I am putting a ceramic coat on this today. 3-year ceramic by Pan the Organizer. I've already done the wash, clean, decontamination, clay towel, panel wipe, and now I'm going to apply the ceramic.
Hey guys, welcome back to Music Man's Garage. Today I want to tell you exactly my opinion on ceramic coating. And if you stick around for the end, I will tell you exactly what not to do when it comes to ceramic coating. So let's get started.
Using my phone to record, I have no music in the garage. That sucks.
As a younger man, I worked in a motorcycle store, and I built motorcycles out of the crate when they came in new, and it was my responsibility to wash them, wax them, clean them up, put them on the floor for the salesman to sell. Also, when a person would come in and trade in their motorcycle, it was also my responsibility to wash it, clean it up, and again, put it on the floor. So I have had a lot of experience with detailing motorcycles. Putting that also into effect, I've also done my own personal cars and trucks and motorcycles over the years. However, for the last probably 15 years, I haven't really done a whole lot of that because I've been working a lot of hours as a truck driver and just really didn't want to take the time to do it. So I would run my car through the car wash or take it to one of those spray and wash on your own type deals. And then when I bought my Camaro and I started doing some research, I discovered that everybody was like, dude, you're not supposed to take your car through the car wash because all those rags slapping the paint, someone's other dirty car that went through there before you is now getting slapped all over your car, and it's blah, 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 it's bad, don't do it. So I decided, instead of actually looked into getting a 1-year membership for my 2024 Camaro Panther edition, and ended up getting like a 5 or 6 month subscription or membership for that car. And then again, as I started to learn more and more on YouTube and watching detailed channels and things of that nature, I discovered that, man, that's probably not what I'm supposed to be doing. So then when I got my 1LE Camaro 23, I decided, rather than spend $500 per car and take it through a car wash, that I would just spend around $500 and get a pressure washer. And then, of course, when I started looking into those, I discovered that pressure washers aren't the same anymore. Obviously, back in the day, they were gas. Now they're electric. And I will put a video out on what one I chose, and I actually love it. I've never thought I would do this, but I wash and clean and detail my cars, trucks, Jeeps, motorcycles, and everything in my own garage now, and it's so much fun. It's actually, to me, it's actually relaxing, and I think it also gives you a connection with your car because you begin to learn the curves of it, the different areas of it that take a little bit of extra time and things of that nature. It's kind of a bonding moment with your car, if that makes any sense. Maybe that's weird, I don't know. Tell me down in the comments if you think I'm a weirdo. But anyway, I wanted to tell you that I literally was taking my car. I take my car to a guy here in town that does all my window tinting and ceramic coating, and my 1LE already got ceramic coating on it. And when I bought this Jeep, I decided I'm not going to take my Jeep to let someone else do it. I'm going to try to do it on my own, and I'm going to see exactly if I'm capable of doing it. And I'm not going to lie, I was pretty intimidated because of all the videos that I've seen over the last year or so, watching them obviously on YouTube. And I started to get so overwhelmed with this chemical and that chemical and who's got quality stuff and who doesn't have quality stuff and what works better and how do you get a foam cannon to work right and what is the proper soap that you use to make it really thick foam, and do you rinse it before you foam it? Do you just straight foam it, let that cure, rinse it off, and then foam it again? Just so many things, on and on and on. And I just became extremely, like, almost overwhelmed, and almost a couple times said, you know what, I'm just going to run it through the car wash. But you know, that really isn't what I wanted to do. So anyway, I decided to get this. There's one of my favorite detailers, his name is Pan the Organizer. Some of you may already have seen him. I know he's got over 1 million subscribers. The guy is very meticulous and explains what he's doing, and it's really easy for me to understand what he's talking about. Now I think he's a chemical engineer, or he has had that in his past, so he sometimes can get me overwhelmed with some of the words that he uses, like surfactants. What is that? What exactly is a surfactant? Anyway, he's great. And so I have watched him and followed him for over a year. And when I decided to do the ceramic coating, it's kind of weird because right around the time I decided I was going to try to ceramic coat my own Jeep, this guy comes out with his own product line. And so the first ceramic I ever ordered to put on a car or a vehicle, or in this case, my Jeep, was his, and it's called 3-Year Ceramic by Pan the Organizer. And I went through everything that I was supposed to according to what he said. You know, wash it, clean it, decontaminize it, use a clay towel, and then of course use the panel spray. I started to become overwhelmed with thinking about how long is this going to take me to do this. And so what I did when I started is I started in the evening one night after work, and I just did the hood of my Jeep. And then a few days later, I had the whole weekend, and so then I cleared everything out of my garage, and I set the Jeep up in the middle, tried to get as good a light as I could in there, and I applied the ceramic to the rest of the Jeep. And then I ended up only having used half of the bottle. And so then I decided, you know what, I already have it. And I had already looked at some people putting a double coat on it. And what's it gonna hurt, right? I have it, it's already mine. So I went ahead a few days later, after I got home from work, and I put a second coat of the same stuff over the top of what I had already applied. Now when I did that, I think that it really made it pop. And I also know that when I did the whole Jeep, after I had all the other work done and I had already put one coating on, I already knew how the stuff was working. And so when I put the other coat on, it literally only took me like an hour and a half maybe. And that's doing it by myself. And then when I got done and I stood back at it, and here's what I told you I would tell you at the beginning of the video. I said I would tell you what not to do when it comes to ceramic coating, and this is what happened. At this point, I realized, you know what? You can do it. I can do it. You can do it. Anybody can do it. It's really not that complicated. It's not that difficult. It seems like it can get overwhelming. And yes, there's a lot of work involved in prepping the vehicle so that you could put the ceramic coating on. It's not the same as when you put wax on something. It definitely requires more work to put ceramic on a vehicle. But I'm here to tell you that I think that if you think you might want to try it, but you're not sure, the only thing you got to do is just go for it and do it. And the one thing I will never do again when it comes to ceramic coating is I will never be intimidated by all the other videos and all of everybody else's opinion. But I can do it like you can do it in your garage. And again, I think that it helps you bond with that vehicle. And it's kind of like, I don't know if you know this, and I might not even put this in my video, I don't know. But as a motorcycle person that has ridden a motorcycle literally all over the country, if you are a motorcycle person, or even a car guy, you know the more you drive it, the more you become almost one with it. Like if you take that motorcycle out and you go through the twisties, you know how it responds and you know how it is. And you go on a 2-week vacation. I took my Harley to 2 weeks to Daytona. I rode it there. I didn't have nothing else to ride but that. I didn't have no car to get into. I rode the Harley. When I got back, I felt the connection with that Harley like I've never felt with anything before, because I was on it and in it and rode it for so much. And that's the same way. When you do something like that, it gives you more of a connection with that vehicle. And I know that might sound a little weird, but for me, I think it's pretty cool. Because then you can appreciate it. Like when it gets dirty and you're like, okay, I know what I got to do to clean this up, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to be intimidated anymore by ceramic. And I'm telling you what, my Jeep looks fantastic. And guess what? I'm the one that did it. And I think that it's a lot easier than what everybody else wants you to think it is. So don't be intimidated by it. Give it a shot. Try it out. And again, I encourage you to find a ceramic that has a great ease of use. And as you can see in the video that I'm playing maybe parts of here and there, you know, you have to go into the crosshatch. You go from side to side, and then you go up and down. That way you make sure that everything is covered properly. Then you do it again, and you do that a couple times, and you get into a rhythm, and you know, wow, this is not that bad. And the cool thing about ceramic, and sometimes I've heard that it's more difficult on different vehicles because of the color of the paint. You can't always tell when it flashes. And flashing is when it looks like a rainbow has appeared into the ceramic. And if you do it, you'll know what I mean. So sometimes it's hard to see, and when it's hotter, it flashes faster. So it's different when it comes to that as opposed to wax, because you just basically, when you wax something, you put it on, you can see where the wax is. You see it's all cloudy and dusty looking. And then when you wipe it off, you have to sometimes deal with the powder dust. That's not the way it is with ceramic. So anyway, I encourage you to try it out. And in the comment section below, tell me what you think. And I will put some more footage of my Jeep with it done. And I'm telling you, it is fantastic. Thanks for stopping by.